It just is beautiful, Carter. Thank you so much. And I just love how whatever the message is, we always come together with the music, with everyone, the hearts, everything just comes together so beautifully. And I really hardly need to speak because it actually says what we say, God is. And that's everything. That's everything we need to know. But since I wrote a talk, I'm going to go ahead and give it. So last week I talked about the answers, the questions, or something was the name of it. And the thing is that questions come to you, questioning God, because the answer is there. They're not coming to you just to have you just answer, just go question after question after question. Questions to God come to you because the answers are already there. You are ready. The answers are always there. But the question comes because you are ready for the answer. So you don't have to worry about the questions that come in your mind. God, what do you want from me? God, what's going on right now? Why is this happening? Go ahead and ask those questions out loud. Ask God for an answer. You're ready for the answers. That's why the questions showed up. And so that's what last week was about. This week, I want to talk about, taking a chance on God. We're looking around and say, what does that say? Taking a chance on God. And this came from a talk I shared with you that I'd gone to my sister's church, Mount Rose Church. I always call it Mount Rose Baptist. She says not Baptist, but it feels like it is, but whatever. It's a great church, and I love her minister. He's so very real. And he talks about, I guess his father was the minister of the church, and he took over. And he's very funny, he's very human, he knows the Bible backwards and forwards. And he was talking about faith. And he said, to have faith in God, when you read in the Bible and it says, have faith, he said, just change that word from faith to take a chance. Because that's really, when you have faith, you don't see how it's going to work out. You don't know how it's going to work out. What you're doing is taking a chance that this is true. And it says in Hebrews 14 and 12 that God's words are true. They're not fake. They're not something that's just being made up and somebody just threw in the Bible. God's word you can count on. God said, I want to be here for you. I want the best for you. I love you. The universe is abundant. All this is true. So those words aren't dead in the Bible. So you can read it and let it be interpreted by you, because whatever you need, that's what's going to come to you as what it means. So you don't have to worry about when you read it, if you decide to read it. And it's okay. It's just another spiritual book. Read it, don't read it. It's up to you. Read whatever books work for you. But God's word is alive. It is alive. And it's here for us. So I want to share with what it means to have faith and how I use it. And you can use it any way you want. But this is what works for me. So what happens is you're asked to believe in something that you can't see. It's not there. But if we think God is all, source, substance, supply, everything you need, God is. So you don't necessarily need to physically see it there to know that God is there for you. And when you are ready for it, it shows up. So how do you know that you're ready for it? Well, questions come, and you start asking. And then you make a decision. It is, I don't know how many times I've come back to this point, but this is the salient point. You have to decide what you want. That's number one. And number two, tell God, this is what I want. And number three, these are 3 points I want you to know. I try to have three. I don't always have, but I have them today. Do what God's telling you. Do what God's telling you, even though you can't understand. How is this going to happen? Doesn't matter. You don't need to know how. You need to know what. What do you want? Tell God about it. Do what God's telling you to do and see what happens. So the story for me, I have, I'm a coach, a life coach, and dream builder coach. And so I have classes, some of you have taken the class with me, on how to build the dream life that you want. And the first thing that has to happen is you have to be able to dream. We get to a place in our lives, we forget that we can actually dream. We could actually think about something that we truly want in our lives, even though it seems impossible, and say, that's what I want to show up in my life. And so it's a 12-week class. People go through it. We talk about all the things that are stopping you from actually believing in that. And in the end, as we're going through it, before we even start the class, they have to write their dream out. And I've talked with them about it. What do you want? What's it look like? You know, put 5 sensorizers so you know what it tastes like, smells like. You know, when you're there, what does it look like? What it feels like? All of that. So what happens is, when they finish the class, they go through it. As they're going through it, their dreams are already coming true. So I have several people in my class that, as their dreams are coming true and they're starting to get some money to finance it, they tithe to me. They just feel like they already paid for the class, but now they feel like, hey, this is coming because of the things you taught, and so they want to tithe back. So that happens. So I'm wanting to take a trip. I'm going to take a trip. I already bought the ticket to go out to Washington to see a friend. The one that the class that I normally, or the trip that I normally take in April, right around Easter, we're no longer doing that. And so now we're going to do some stuff here in the United States in June. I didn't have the money for that, and there were some other things I didn't have. And I said, well, I don't have it, but I'm going. So you just write down what you're going to do. What is the dream? I'm going to visit my friends. I'm not hoboing it out. I'm not hitchhiking. I'm going first class. That's what I've said, right? Going first class. I'm not going to be back in the back in the trunk, but I'm underneath with the luggage. I'm not doing that, right? So what is your dream? What do you want to do? But no money in the bank to do all that. And so I'm looking at my bank account, which I don't normally look at, because it doesn't matter what's in there. I just know when it's time. So I looked at my account, and there was over $5,000 had been deposited in my account. I don't ask where it comes from. I don't care. What do I care? Could be a drug dealer gone wrong. I don't know. In the wrong account. Who cares? It's in my account, and I spent it. So actually, I moved some of it over to my savings account because I knew I just spent it in dribs and drabs. Wouldn't really do anything. So I moved it over to my savings account, and I bought the ticket in California, and then had some things to do with my car. The car, and it was exactly the amount I had in my savings account. Great, and spent that. And then something else happened to the car. And I looked at my bank account, and $1,500 had been deposited in my bank account. So this is what I do. I just tell Spirit what I want, and I don't ask where it's going to come from or how or who or what. I don't care. It just shows up. I'm not kidding. I honestly don't know. My girlfriend called me or sent me a text, and she said, hey, you might have noticed some money showed up in your account. Oh, I did, yeah. She goes, yeah. My mom sent me some money, and I want to tithe to you because things are going so great from the class, and I want to tithe back to you. So that's how it happens. The other money I understand happened because somehow, some years ago, my retirement account screwed up and didn't send me the right amount every month. And so this is what they owed me. They realized that they owed me this money, and they just put it in my account. I don't care. Everybody find out that you owe me money. That's fine. Put it in there. What do I care? What do you care? You don't need to care, is what I'm saying. You don't need to look at the situation. You don't need to look at what you think is reality. There's zero money in my account, and I'm going to Washington first class. I'm renting a car. I'm staying in this hotel okay? These are the things I'm doing. Spirit, go to work. That's it. That's really it. Have faith. Take a chance. Just step out and do what you want. Don't get conditions. Conditions are not your life. The reality of your life is God. God is source, substance, supply. You decide. These are the 3 points. What are they? Decide what you want. Tell God about it. Do what God's telling you. That's it. What do you want? And don't be afraid to say what you want. It may seem impossible for you, but it's not impossible because you are an individualized expression of the one love. It means everything you need flows to you from the God in you. It always does. You don't have to worry about that. But if you are worried about it, then just take a chance. What does it cost you to take a chance? To just say, this is what I want, God. You do the rest. This is what I'm saying. Come on now. Come on. You guys know, I talked about it, and I'm going to tell you again, when I wanted to become this dream builder coach, I didn't know anything about this. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I wanted something more. I love this, what I do on Sunday mornings, but I want something more? How do I help people? Because the Dream Builder class is about helping people become what they want to become, to live their purpose on this planet. And I know for a fact that each and every one of us is here with a purpose, something we're supposed to be doing. Sometimes we don't understand how we're going to do it. We don't necessarily know how it's going to work out, but this is the thing I love. That's a clue as to what your purpose is. It has to do with what you love doing. This is what I love doing. I love talking with you guys about God. I love talking to you one-on-one, in a class, in a group, with my workshops, keynotes, whatever. I'm always talking about what Spirit can provide, will provide, if you do these three things. What do you want? Tell God about it. Do what God's telling you. Or Spirit, or whatever you call that, which is greater than yourself. Don't get hung up on the word God. Whatever you want to call it. I call him George. George, look here. This is what I need to do. So when I was saying that I wanted something greater. I wanted my life to be bigger. I wanted to reach more people. I'm just strolling through on Instagram, and Mary Morrissey, who's a lovely preacher, author, coach, she shows up on an Instagram feed talking about Dream Builder. I said, what is this now? Mary, what are you doing here? What's this? And I immediately, I don't know if I can't remember if I called the number or emailed it, I can't remember. But they responded and said, hey, we're having some free classes. Come take a look. I did that, loved it, decided to join, and then they told me how much it cost. I said, ooh, yee-haw. But then I said, Spirit wouldn't have showed me this if this wasn't mine to do. It is mine to do. I feel it. So I have enough for a 10% down payment, which was $2,000. That's what I had in my account. That was just 10% of the down payment. And Spirit said, well, pay that. Put the down payment in. I said, all right. Yeah, hello. Okay. So, yeah. So I put the down. And the class is 4 months long. You have to be finished paying for the whole thing in the 4 months before they would certify you. You can take the class all you want to, but you had to be finished paying. Your bill had to be paid off. So Spirit said, that's what you got, put it down. All right. I did. And then someone came to me and said, after that, and they said, hey, we know you like to go to Big Sky. And we know you can't go this year because we've cut back on something that we're giving you. So we want to pay for you to go. And I said, that's beautiful. I so appreciate you. However, what I would rather you do with that is to make a payment. So it goes on and on and on. That bill was paid in less than 1 month. Less than 1 month. And I had the $2,000 and nothing else. Everything else came in because I made a decision. I decided what I wanted. I told God about it, and God did the rest. Told me what to do. He said, put that money down. Oh, that's all the money I have. Yes, I know. What's in there? You tell me. Just put it down. All right. I did. I did what God told me to do and didn't worry about the rest. He said, sign up. I signed up. And I said, once I put my $2,000, I said, okay, well, I did my part. Do yours. Do yours. That's what we do. Do you understand? That's how it works. If you don't believe that that's how it works, it's okay. You don't have to have a lot of faith. Take a chance. What's the worst that could happen? Your dreams can come true. What's the best that could happen? Your dreams can come true. And now, you know how to do it. And now, you can tell other people about it because you have experienced it exactly that way. By doing those three things, make a decision, tell God about it, do what God is telling you. Even if you can't see how the rest is going to happen. The rest is not for you to see. Take the one step, and then God will show you the others. Why? Because you won't believe it. This will be my question. How is $20,000 in 4 months going to get in my account? I don't understand. It took a year for the $2,000 to get in there. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't need to know what I'm talking about. Just do what I'm telling you. I did that. I actually put my hands up. I surrender. Okay, I'm going to do what you're telling me. And now I can stand here and tell you. That's how it works. That is what we're here to do. Do you understand that? As children of God, we are here to be children of God. and to serve other children of God. And we do that by knowing what we know for sure, experiencing God the way we didn't then tell them to experience God. And we say it from a place of knowing, not thinking, not supposing, not reading, knowing. Nothing will replace the truth of your heart that you share with other people than the actual experiences that you have with God. So I encourage you to take a chance on God and live your life fully and completely exactly how you're supposed to be living. Because this is what God wants for you. This is what God's love looks like. And this is what we get to do. Yeah? So it is.